Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink and I have for you today a game between two pro players. Two pro players. I was thinking the word replay and pro players, and I just kind of combined them. But today we have aTnSocke versus mouzbiGs. Two players are playing on Shakur's Plateau today. We do have mouzbiGs in the bottom right hand corner of Shakur's Plateau spawning as the yellow Zerg. Very interesting yellow Zerg. While his opponent, I think it's Socke. I'm pretty sure it's not Sock. I think it's Socke. Is the teal Protoss spawning in the left corner of Shakur's Plateau. So we do see that the two players are spawning in close air positions, so we will be able to scout him with this Overlord, while we do see a very early probe coming out for Socke, as well as a pylon here at the natural. So we will see an early expansion coming. It may be a forge first. He may just boldly go straight for the expand. We will see what he does. While we do not see much in the way of bigs base either. For those of you who don't know, Mouz and aTn are both teams that these players are on. And we do see a very early spawning pool for the Zerg player. He's going pool before his expansion. This might be in anticipation of Socke doing an early expand, which is very common for Protoss players, especially on this map. And so he may be wanting to put on as early of pressure as he can. But Socke will see this as his probe is at the base. In the meantime, Socke's just building probes. He is sending one to his expansion, so I would assume he's going to be putting down, yeah, it looks like he's going to be saving up for 400 minerals, and then he's going to throw down that Nexus, which he does do, and then probably put down a Forge and then maybe a Gateway to help wall this off. He's going to be putting something down. I imagine it will be a Forge first because he's going to need that pylon. Yep, there's a Forge going down. In the meantime, we do not see bigs expanding at all. We see him pumping out 6 Zerglings and a Queen, so he is going to be doing some early harassment to Socke. He doesn't see any gateways in the base, so he knows that either the gateways are up front, which we do see one going up for Socke at this time, and I think his intuition is good enough to know that Socke has expanded, and he will be able to confirm this right now. I believe his Overlord is inside of that, and he will see that Forge, and he does see that the pylon is just now being started now that the Zerglings are on the way, so these Zerglings will be able to get there hopefully before it finishes, and Socke's going to be in a lot of trouble, but he does put down a gateway to complete this wall. I don't believe they can fit in through here. We do see them trying to pick off this gateway, trying to take it down before this cannon finishes, but the cannon does look like it's going to finish in time, which it does finish just as this Nexus finishes, and he does cancel the gateway because he doesn't really need this walled off now that the cannon is there. Only 3 Zerglings left in Socke's base, and we do see that this has bought mouzbiGs time to expand. Something he could have done a lot earlier if he wanted to. In fact, I think that would have been a better choice in this situation. If you know your Protoss opponent is expanding, it might be in your favor to expand as well, because they're not going to have a lot of things, especially now because the cybernetic score is just now starting at the, like 4-minute 45-second mark, so it's quite a late cybernetic score, and he isn't even popping out his Zealot at this time. We do have one already finished, but he just has the one, so there's no pressure he can do at any time on this base. Maybe Big should even take a third if he wants to. We see players like Rhett really good about droning up and this sort of thing, especially in situations where they know they can get away with it. They'll drone till the last minute, and then they'll pump out their army as needed, which is hopefully this will be the case for Biggs. While Socke is saturating his expand, he doesn't have much in the way of units. He is working on the warp gates, but it is quite a late warp gates, and there are still 2 Zerglings in the base, and they get to see everything that's going on, although they are just taken out by the probes. I do like this keeping control of the watchtower by Biggs, as well as having an Overlord up here to be able to kind of poke around here every now and then and make sure he hasn't expanded. You do see a probe up in the top right-hand's third. Biggs very good about suspecting something, sends a Zergling out to try to kill this probe, make sure nothing's going on, and the probe does see this expansion that Biggs has taken, and he knows that he's going to go for a third. but a Zealot comes just in time to pick off these Zerglings as well as the Stalker, and they might be able to harass the third a lot more than Biggs is wanting him to. Do you see the probe going up to the top? He's going to build a pylon here to maybe warp in on the back of Biggs' third, although he does, I don't know, I guess he misclicks. Maybe even misclicks again. Yeah, perhaps misclicks 3 times. I don't know why he started and stopped. But I think this is a little bit bold doing this, seeing as Biggs did see the probe run up there, or should have seen the probe running up there, and he is responding by sending some Zerglings up. Perhaps the Zerglings will miss this pylon or the other pylon. That might be why he built 2. In fact, we do see they haven't gone up there all the way. I don't know what they're doing. And, oh man, they are going to be scouting this corner, the corner in the top. They're not going to see that he put it down here. Oh, and he's putting down 2 cannons, so it might not be enough. There's a Zealot on the field, and the Zealot is going to be able to clean up these 2 Zerglings. He's going to have to send the rest of the Zerglings down, but he's warping in 3 more Zealots, as well as these cannons that are finishing up. And this is going to be a lot of trouble for Biggs' third. We do see one of the cannons was canceled, as he is going to try to put one on the low ground, try to get some damage off on this third. This is not going to be very good for mouzbiGs, because 2 base for Zerg against 2 base for Protoss is not good news for the Zerg player. They kind of need 3 to keep up, especially with how strong Zerg units, Protoss units are, excuse me. And we do see a lot of upgrades coming up for Biggs at this time. We do see a Roach Warren, so he's going to be popping out Roaches. In fact, he's sending a little bit of a counterattack at this time. Quite a bit of Roaches as well as some Zerglings. Zerglings don't have speed, and he is not researching it, which I think is interesting. Maybe he's going to be doing away with the Zerglings altogether and just go for a heavy Roach play. But we do see a lot of Zerglings coming in for reinforcements. And they are going to be poking forward, trying to do some damage, but Socke's going to be very good about putting down these force fields and making sure that they can't get up the ramp. In the meantime, he's going to be able to pick off the rest of Socke's force that's out and about, killing the Stalker as well as trying to pick off these Zealots. At the same time, he's taking the third here, rather than up here where this cannon and pylon is. I think that's wise to just say, you know what, forget that area. He put static defense there. I can just kind of ignore it. We do see a pylon here for Socke. Socke very active as his first pylon placement. Has 3 out on the main area, just kind of floating around, so he can do some really nice warp-ins around Biggs' expansions and take them out if possible. We do see that Biggs is going to be retreating at this time and going to be sitting at home. I think this is wise. I think he just needs to sit tight, secure some expansions, and get an economic advantage, because right now it seems to be that Socke has a bit of an advantage, as all these little attacks and stuff have failed for Biggs, so he really needs to pull back and kind of wait till he can afford to do damage rather than not do any damage at all. We do see that he is going to be going back and destroying this pylon and this pylon as well as the cannon. I think that's wise by him, just kind of cleaning this up and then returning home. But we do see at the same time Socke is moving out with quite a bit of sentries as well as a lot of stalkers. He does get supply block though, because so many of those pylons were taken out. He should have been active about keeping his pylon count up in case of something like this happening. So he is supply blocked. But we do see that Socke is moving into Biggs' third. He is going to be able to shut it down effectively, putting down a force field here and having quite a bit of stalkers. The third is going to go down. There's not much in the way of defense for Biggs. He does have a few more Zerglings with finally speed, as well as a few Roaches, but I don't know if it's going to be enough against this huge stalker sentry force. It is quite a big force. His food is less, but that's probably because of the drone count, and here comes the Zerglings, and they are going to push back, seeing that the force is too big, and there are some force fields going down to make sure that he can't get any kind of Zerglings surrounded. Since there are no Zealots, it doesn't really matter that they're blocking themselves off. We do see 2 pylons here to do some more warp-ins, as well as more of these force fields going down. Here comes the army. They're going to try to surround with the Zerglings, but a lot of force fields going down at this time. A lot of the Roaches are caught off guard, and a lot of them are stuck. We do see that the Infester's on the field, but I don't see what it can do. It does fungal growth 2 of these sentries, but it's not going to be enough, as there are just too many stalkers on the field. Stalkers blinking up into the natural, and there's a good game by mouzbiGs. An interesting game, a very fast expand, and just try to he tried to attack it with some Zerglings in the beginning and tried to do some damage, but it wasn't enough, and so Socke just had a huge advantage, and it cost Biggs the game, that little attack, as well as his third being shut down very nicely by Socke. So anyway, it was just a little quick game between Socke and Biggs. I want to show you guys nice Protoss play, and kind of an example of sometimes you need to just pull back and just get some defenses and work your way up to a big force. It could save a game. So anyway, I'm losing my train of thought. I hope you enjoyed the game. More replays to come. The next few days I will be driving back to Kansas, and I will be going on a retreat. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to record a few videos in advance and upload them, and then have them kind of revealed to you each day. So that way I can keep my quota of a video a day. So I will be casting a few more tonight, hopefully, that I can upload for you guys. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and we will see you guys later.